Hello. Please drop a one in the chat if you can hear me. Hey, Red Blonde Chick. Hey, Bree. Um, welcome. Hopefully, you guys can hear me. I'm not using the external mic, so I will talk up louder. But drop a one in the chat if you can hear me. I just wanted to catch you guys up. So this was the second day of going back to work. Okay, there we go. Hey. YouTube user, hello. Thank you, Bree. Okay. So thank you, Star. Hello, everybody. You wanna say hi? He just woke up. He fell asleep on the subway ride home. And the girls didn't wake him up, nothing woke him up. Somebody's calling me, they're gonna have to wait. 202. Anyway, so yeah, this was the second day. Today I feel like it was more productive than yesterday, but both of them we've been a little bit on the struggle bus, but I'm proud of myself. We got through it. I'm definitely glad I went back starting the short week, but don't you know, I guess like our EVP didn't realize I was back this week. So like she gave me a hug. She was like, "Oh my God, when are you coming back?" And I was like, this is it. I'm here." She was like, "No, I mean back to work." And I was like, "No, I'm here." And don't you know, I got called into a 9:00 meeting for a project that I was on before I left. It's having a little bit of hiccups. I knew I was coming back to one project, to my second floor project. But so anyway, it was good to be missed. Everybody was like so excited to see me. I wasn't expecting that. So that was good. And yeah, yesterday getting in. So first of all, I called the daycare on Friday. Like after we all talked on Friday during that live, I called to see like, what medical records do you need? Because I had registered all the stuff online, and the woman who answered the phone was like, "Oh, you just need his immunizations." So I just downloaded that from the portal, from the pediatrician portal, and sent that over. And then, diapers, wipes. She told me all of that. And I was like, "Do I need to thaw the breast milk? Can it be like in the bag? Do you want it in a bottle?" She was like, "Well, we prefer it in a bottle, but whatever is easier for you, yada, yada." Some point after that, some other lady sent me an email that I did not see, saying they needed it's called like a New York Child Wellness Exam form or something like that. Now, mind you, this is my first time with an infant sending them off anywhere in New York. So I did not see that at all. And then they called me Monday morning and I let it go because the daycare center has a different outgoing number, so you can't call it, like you can call it back. It has a fast busy. So I was like, well, maybe it was a misdial. And for some reason, it took like a couple seconds for it to create a voicemail. So I didn't, I put the phone down, went to do something else, came back, saw the voicemail, says, "You cannot drop the baby off until we get these forms. I just want to let you know because it's cold outside, blah, blah, blah." So then I was like, anyway, got all that done. It was all logistics, got all that done. And, so I took my first call on the phone, my first meeting on the phone. And yeah, and then we got on in there. I don't think I signed him in until like 11:30. No, not even. It was probably noon by the time he signed in yesterday. So it was a short day for us. He was fine. Like I was thinking he might cry when I handed him off to the lady. I'm holding him in the front, right, in the front carrier. And so I'm pulling him out. He's got his little boppy thing on. He just went to her. He looked at her, looked at me, looked at her, and was like, "Okay." And yeah, it was fine. As soon as I got outside of the center, he was in the infant room. So first there was that little section, but when I got all the way out, like into the corridor of the building, I just started crying. I was like, "Oh my God." But it was fine. And then basically, I mean, they kind of told me in a nice way, like, I don't need to come and check on him, right? Because it'll make it harder for him. So I didn't. They don't have an app where I can check him throughout the day, but they send like the progress. I don't know what it's called. Schedule things that happened in the day. His activities, like how many times he went to the bathroom, what kind of diaper it was, or how many times he had a diaper change, what were the diaper fillings, and when he ate, how much he ate, or when he was offered food, right, or offered milk, and how much of that he consumed. So yeah, and then like little activities, and they sent a picture of him on a boppy. Like I can't remember. Oh, he was playing with a rattle. So that was it. It was like, Not a lot of work. I had over 6,000 emails. When I left today, I was down to 3,000 emails. So some of them I'm not even reading, I'm just deleting. But I'm like, why would people keep emailing me and they know that I'm not here? So, and basically, like, I had deleted, I just was like, I started, it was like, I don't know, deleted all the way from August back, right? Because I was like, if they don't have it figured out by now, it's nothing I can help them with. And so I thought that was going to be it. But because the mailbox was full, like I'm looking at a blank screen and then boop, 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 it starts filling all the way up again because now it has more room. And then Outlook said like 20 separate emails, your mailbox is full, your mailbox is full, you won't be able to receive mail. Well, you know what? Because you're also filling up my mailbox. Like, I'm going to talk to somebody about that. It shouldn't keep sending the mail. So basically, I'm still in mail jail, which is fine. It just means I can't see like emails on my phone. But yeah, and so then today, because I got that 9 o'clock appointment dropped or meeting dropped on my schedule, I was planning on, well, truth be told, I was planning on leaving at 9. But I had booked him for 9 o'clock at the daycare. So like by 10, she was calling me. And then when I got there, because she was like, well, what time is it? She was like, is it gonna be this time tomorrow? And I was like, can I talk to you about it when I get there? I'm really trying to get out of the door. But I mean, to be fair, she's booking based on booking people to work there, like based on how many kids are there, because there's multiple like Bright Horizons, so I guess they shift them around. But yeah, so he's only one of 2 infants in the infant room. Yesterday was a different baby. The baby today was 10 months. I only know that because I looked at the check-in sheet. It has it like, or not the check-in. It's like what is that called? It's like a board, kind of like when you go in the hospital and it has like who's there, what you're there for, blah. It's kind of like that board, like check in, what time, when they had a nap, like they write it on the board. So I saw that the little boy was 10 months. And so like he was like waiting for Sugar Bear, I almost said his name, waiting for Sugar Bear to like get unpacked and like hang out. So yeah. And then he was in the boppy again today. And in the picture she sent me, he was in the boppy. So I was like, I asked her like, how much tummy time is he getting? She was like, oh, we do it. She was like, but he moves fast. And I was like, yeah, no, like, but I need him to be on the, getting his tummy time so he can move toward crawling. Like the boppy restricts his movement. And so she was like, oh, okay. I mean, it doesn't restrict it terribly, but I just like don't want him to be confined all day because he is at this. Like I know if I set him on the ground and I go to the bathroom when I come back, he's in a different spot. So I want him to keep, moving around and not being confined. The good thing about daycare is there's no TV and they are doing activities. She was blowing bubbles when I got there. I mean, she knows kind of what time I'm coming. So then I was like, is this performative for me? I'm so suspicious. I'm sure they have other things that they do with them, but yeah, so it's going okay. It's going okay. So yesterday, I had too many bags, so I did not take the electric pump. I just did the Haka, and my badge wasn't working, so I couldn't like log into the system to log into where you book the lactation rooms. And I wanted to go, to the one that was I'm on the west side of the building. I wanted to go west side lactation room. So that became a whole thing. Like they took me off of leave yesterday morning. And so that was supposed to initiate the restarting of my badge, like so I can get in and out of the building, get in and out off of floors, elevators, all that fun stuff. So yeah, I wouldn't have been able to get to the like somebody could have escorted me, I guess, and somebody could have logged in for me, but that seems like too much. Like you don't need to know when I'm in this room with my titties out, sir or ma'am. So yeah, but today my badge was working. It, the 24 hours had passed and I went to the lactation room. It was not good ventilation in there. I wasn't ready for that. But I think because they're turning on, I don't know if they're turning on the heat. I gotta talk to somebody in our group because under our EVP is also the facilities folks. But yeah, so it was pretty simple. It was like dim light in there. There's a little refrigerator. There is a sink. There's multiple soaps. There's this bottle brush and a nipple brush in there. So that was good. So I did pump this afternoon, which was nice. And I've scheduled it now where I have 3 times a day. So I'll pump 3 times a day. And I had to send him to daycare today with formula because I just did. And so tomorrow he'll get to go again with all breast milk. So that, oh my God. And Monday, I pumped that morning, and then I still had everything on, and I was like, oh, I want a cup of coffee. And I bent down to get like the K cups. Milk poured out of one of the whole bowl. I was like, I'll be damned. But you know what? It was fine. It was like I gave myself extra time and I was just not going to be pressed and stressed. So it was what it was. What do they say? Don't cry over spilled milk. Was no tears shed over that. We got through it. But he's adjusting fine. Like I picked him up. He wasn't like desperately looking for me, like, where have you been? Why'd you leave me here? He was just like, oh, you're back. Okay, cool. And so, and same today, he was, like not, because some, there are times, well, you guys don't see him all the time, but there are times where he was like gesturing to me and he wants me to pick him up, or like he's wants to sit on my lap and he'll let me know. But he was making no like motion, gesture, facial expression of like, get me the hell out of here, mom. So that was good. He's playing with my bracelets. You want the bracelets? Do you want to say hi to your internet aunties? They wanted to know how you were doing. So yes, overall it's been pretty chill. I feel no stress. It's so crazy because like our job is pretty stressful, high powered, like just high stakes. None of that is bothering me. None of that is on my mind. I'm enjoying myself. Yeah. So I've totally forgot. Thanksgiving Day parade is this week, which I have nothing to do with that anymore. And then next week is tree lighting. So the daycare will close early on Wednesday when they do the tree lighting, just because it'll be crazy. So I'm gonna leave early that day. But yeah, so far so good. And the lady was saying there's like tomorrow he's the only infant in there, so I'll probably leave early. And then next week, because I guess a lot of people are on vacation anyway, and it is the backup daycare, so that helps me feel better about germs because there's not a lot. There's one other baby in there so far. Well, one other baby, but it was a different baby Monday than it was on Tuesday, if that makes sense. And then tomorrow he'll be the only one. Okay. It's normal to cry. I did same when it was the first time. Oh, good. I was like, luckily I got out of the, the daycare before I did it, but as soon as that door, like I heard it close, the tears just came. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. But I wasn't feeling anxious, and I was glad about that because I didn't want to transfer like any of my anxiety. The kids can feel your energy, and so I didn't want to transfer any of that. Like I knew he was in good hands. It was just like yesterday was the longest time we've been apart since he was born. So his whole life. Yeah, like the only time he's not with me is if I'm taking a shower or brushing my teeth, which is max 15 minutes. Sometimes I stretch it to like 20, 30 if he's like into Miss Monica, but few and far between, so that was it was challenging. And I mean, in the end, I think it was good that I didn't go pop down because I was thinking, oh, I can go down and nurse him, but then if I start that'll be the expectation, so she said he was fine with the bottle. He came home with one bottle. I think I sent him with 4. 2 of them were 5 ounce and 2 of them were 4 ounce. So that's 18. But I don't know. She sent him home with 1. I don't know if she sent him home with a 5 or a 4. But she said when it was offered to him, he drank it, which I was glad because he hasn't had like straight formula in a minute. So that was good. And what else? I think that's it. I think that is it. So when I talked to the lactation consultant, she had said order these wipes, these breast pump wipes, which I didn't. I forgot. And so I'm ordering those today. They'll get here on Thursday. I mean, they'll get here on Friday. Thursday is Thanksgiving. Tomorrow's our last day for the week. And then we'll, I should have them by Monday. Although Amazon's been a little wonky. Like I feel like it's too early for them to be doing. Oh, and Friday is Black Friday, but they'll be delivered on Friday. People usually order on Black Friday, right? Right? Is that what they do? They order on Black Friday? You want to say hi? You got to stand up. You want to say hi to your internet aunties? Say hi. I'm a big boy. I went to school. Oh, I was hanging out, enjoying myself without my mom. I was fine. Huh. See, I'm a big boy. And I took him up to the office today after I picked him up from daycare. So I took him walked through the office for the people who were still there. They're like, his eyes, he looks so intelligent. He looks just as intelligent in person as he does on the videos. I was like, I thought that was interesting. Like a couple people said that. And then one was like, oh my God, you can tell when he looks at you, he has so much love for you. I'm like, it's interesting, how people perceive the kids. Hey, course correction. What's going on? Okay, let me see you guys. Course correction says, I cried at the first drop off too. I had friends cry at the drop off to kindergarten. Big emotions are normal for changes like these, I think. Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's just a shift. Like, it wasn't like just sadness, but it was. I think that it was a change. Like, it's a, he's growing up. It's a marked difference. Yeah, I'm glad he was like easy going about it. That made it easier for me. And I remember like when Cheyenne was little, I dropped her off. It had to be like, I don't think they had pre-3 back then. Maybe it was just pre-K, like the year before kindergarten. And she was like, ran off, didn't turn around, was like, bye. And all I saw was the back of her head. So, and then I went inside in the car and cried. But this was, when she was that little, she was home with like, initially I worked at nights. Her dad worked in the day. So we were like flip-flopping. And so she had a couple hours because was I taking classes at that point? No, because she was born in May. No, because she was born actually the day after finals at the community college. So anyway, it's just different. And so, I was glad. Uh-oh, you don't like how I'm holding you, huh? He was fine. And yeah, it's just like a milestone. I think that's what it is. It's like, this is, he's growing up. Yes, I'm glad I'm not stressed about. I just have a different perspective. Like, part of it is post-COVID, but not wholly because, earlier this year, it was already post-COVID. Yeah. Are you telling him about your day? Oh, yeah, and he was up last night too. Like, midnight in the bed, propped up, just talking to me. Like he had a hard day at work. He was very like deliberate babbling to me, which was fine. It made this morning a little rough, but it was fine. I just thought that was funny. Yeah. Hello. Hey Kay, how are you? Thank you, Just L. He has gorgeous eyes. Thank you. Oh, thank you. Just my little work makeup. That was funny too, because everybody was like, oh, you look so good. And I was like, thanks. I'm like, what was I looking like before? And someone was like, well, no, the last time I saw you, you were very pregnant. And I was like, okay. But yeah, I don't know what they were expecting me to look like, but that it's just good to be like, it was, you can tell like there was genuine, like there was sincerity and like, oh, I'm so glad you're back. It's good to see you. How are things? Like I don't know what I was expecting, but it was nice. It was very nice. And people are giving me like warm hugs. Our EVP gave me a hug. Like, she's not the huggy kind. Everybody gave me a hug except for HR. Like he gave me like a high five. I was like, okay. Yeah, it was nice. Like yesterday was a good day. Today was a good day. I feel like, I know what to build the schedule around, like what has to happen, picking his clothes out the night before. His backup outfit is there at the center. Like they just leave it in this little cubby. So I don't have to take that every day. Oh, that's what I was going to say. So the pump, because it was too many things. So I have him on my front. His diaper bag is a backpack, so that's on my back, and then my laptop bag. So I left the laptop yesterday, so I didn't have to carry it home or obviously carry it back. And then yesterday I had taken in the cooler that you put like the bottles in from the pump and the ice pack. So I had left the ice pack in the, sorry, Sugar Bear, I don't want to cut you off. You go ahead and tell us. You tell us what happened at daycare. Yeah. Was that before or after she blew the bubbles? When did she? Oh, after? Okay. Oh, he fell asleep on the way home. And then Liberty was bothering. I just laid him there with his, I don't know what that thing is called, a fursuit. And, oh no, what happened? What happened? What's the matter? Okay. Yeah. Yes. Okay. There you go. But yeah, it was good. It was like surprisingly good. I didn't have any expectations of it not being good, but it was just like the emotional part of it I wasn't anticipating, both from like my own emotions and the emotions that my colleagues expressed. It was nice. It made it easier. It made it easier. The day went by quickly yesterday and today, and tomorrow's going to be a short day, so we'll see. He's a noisy eater, that one. So we'll see. And then, next week we're back at it. I am having challenges with my wardrobe. So yesterday I wore a full dress, a sweater dress, which is okay because like I said, I ended up just doing the hand pump, like in a little room. The thing is, most of our rooms have one side is glass, like that's a corporate thing. So, or corporate meaning like our parent company. But yeah, and then today I have this, which was like super cleavagey. I wore this when I was pregnant, and it, was bigger, so it fit snugger, whatever that conjugation is. And then I don't know, it wasn't as much cleavage because it wasn't going down so deep, but because my boobs were sitting higher. I don't know. But yeah, so I have to look at that and figure that out. Like what, because there was another dress. I was actually going to wear a maternity dress, one of my favorites that it zips up in the back. And I was like, there's no way I'm going to be able to pull this up to nurse. Or not to nurse, to pump. And so I've got to figure that out. But maybe like those kind of like silky tops that go this side to this, what I can't show you. Like the flap, like it overlaps, I'll figure it out. But so yeah, that is kind of one of the it's not even a challenge, it's just like a thing I would prefer to do, and then that'll cut down my time in my closet of like, what should I wear? So like I had his outfit laid out, so that was ready to go both days. And just building in time to hang out with him in the morning because I don't want to rush him. I used to like do that with Cheyenne, like when she was 2 or 3, and I felt bad. So, whatever it is, it's not that deep. But I was like, I had a lot to prove at that point in my life. And now I don't feel like I have a lot to prove, as far as like, oh my God, I can't do that. I can't, like, whatever it is, I'm gonna be like, I'm here now. What's going on? So yeah. Yeah, this is his last week of being 5 months. He'll be 6 months next week, Saturday. So not the Saturday after Thanksgiving, but the 2nd of December. Yes, he is. And God has given me, he's going to give me a very defined back from carrying the baby, the backpack, and the other one. But yeah, he's definitely watching over us because it's, hey, Brown Eye Queen, how are you going? Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Yes. What else is going on? I'm laughing at Sugar Bear trying his best to grab your earring. He'll reach up and you shift. Oh my God. Yeah. Oh, and he's pulling my hair these days now. He'll like grab it and just hold on. I'm like, okay, let go. He's grabbing everything where before he would just, bat at it or just his hand swat at it or whatever. Now he's like, I want it. They see the difference when you weren't there. They will appreciate you more. Now I can see you good into okay. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, because the one project, they were just like, a couple people were like, oh, they really needed you. They missed you on that. It was nice. Someone else on our team was also on leave. He only took 4 months though. He said he couldn't afford to do the 6 months because 4 months were fully paid, and then we go on, and then I used some of vacation time. I had 10 days of vacation. I thought I had, what did I think I had? I thought I had 15 days. I thought I had 3 weeks, but I ended up with 2 weeks. That, and then you go on to New York State. But New York State, you have to come out of pocket for your health insurance, right? Post-tax, because they can't take it out of payroll because you're not on payroll at that point. And then what else was it? Everything that they would take out pre-tax, you have to pay out of pocket. But I was like, I'm still not losing because, and you don't get 100% of your salary, right? It caps it. But I'm like, either I would, if I went back early, then I'd start paying $3,000 for the daycare. So I was like, I'd rather just be with him. Do you know what I mean? Like it was gonna be the same dollar amount either way of like what either I lose it from not going to work or I like lose it for childcare. So I was like, I'll stay. And then I'm doing the backup daycare, which is only $15 a day. And I'll do that through because we get 30 days. Actually, I'm going to end up still with leftovers that I can't roll over, but he'll be at backup. He'll be downstairs. So everybody has to do what works for them. He has another child too. And so I was talking to one of my, I guess, I don't know, she's not really a TTC sister, but she's gone through IVF. Obviously, I've gone through IVF. We've bonded over that. And she has an au pair. I feel like I think she lives in Jersey or she lives in Long Island. Like she's a bigger place because the au pair lives with her. But she was like recommending that too. Like, I don't know, if I hit the lottery and I can get like a 4-bedroom in Manhattan, I'll do it. But that'll be like 10 G's a month. So I don't see that happening anytime soon. I mean, listen, if God want to bless me, I'll take it. But that sounded interesting too. So, and like they're here on a work visa. I think she's like a J1. Don't give me the line. I don't know about the visas. So yeah. Got to catch up on your videos. Did you get into the preschool daycare you were hoping to get into? Yes, but he will not start that until January. So right now he's going to the Bright Horizons, which is he enjoys his food, this one. The backup daycare. Time's gone by fast. Thank you. Yes, I'm praying for everyone too. It's just like happiness like you will not believe. And he likes to manhandle my boob. I have on a whole bra, so he can't get to all of it. But like if we're laying in the bed and I have my bra off, he like takes both sides of the boob and just moves it around. Like it reminds me of when the boxing people, whatever that thing is called, when he's like doing that with my boob, with his hands though instead of a fist. Yes, me too. And then I found out one of my coworkers is pregnant. She got married like right before I left. She was on her honeymoon. Like she took 4 weeks. She was on her honeymoon when I went out, and she's pregnant. She's doing April. So I was telling her all about the backup care and the Sitter City. So we also get days where if the baby is sick, the child is sick, someone will come to your house, right? Because especially now post-COVID, you can't take them in sick. Well, you're not supposed to. Apparently some people are, because I don't understand the germ situation that everybody keeps telling me about. But they'll have someone come to your house and you only pay $6 an hour instead of like $25 an hour under our benefit plan. So I thought that was cool too. And while I was talking to that coworker, another one was like, they also do it for parents or other people who have to care for, because she's had someone come in and look after her mom. So I was like, that's awesome too. And she was like, it doesn't even matter like what state they live in, they cover it. And I don't know about Hawaii, but in the contiguous United States, it's covered. So I was like, that's nice. Au pair, A-U, like au jus, au pair, A-U, and then P-A-I-R. Yeah. Hi, D smiley face. Hey, Heather Page. Oh yeah, she put it in here. There we go. Thank you. Course correction. Yeah. So, but they live with you, so you have to have another room just for them. So I'm looking at a room for Sugar Bear, a room for baby number 3, his sibling, a playroom, a room for me, and then a room for au pair. So that would be, I don't even think I've seen a 5-bedroom in Manhattan, to be honest. I definitely have seen a 4-bedroom. But again, it's going to be some G's. Like, I would say at least 10,000. I'm seeing like, anyway, that it would be a lot. So we'll see. What's meant for us is meant for us. I'm okay with somebody coming in and going home. But she was saying the au pair does everything for the child. So like laundry, cooking for the child. They don't cook for the household. They cook for the child, prepare the meals, pack the meals, take them to the bus, or take them all the way to daycare or all the way to school. Her little one started kindergarten in September. So, oh my God, she showed me pictures. He looks like such a grown man. I remember when he was like a little itty bitty. It's crazy. Like the years go by quickly. I feel like time goes by faster when you have a kid. Cause I swear I've been in New York 15 years now. And well, no, I guess it kind of went by fast. There were some slow years though. But this just feels like time is like moving and grooving. Like, does it feel like I had him 6 months ago? You know what I mean? Like, that just feels like it went in the blink of an eye. Hey, Tiffany. So far, no, I haven't been. I'm not. I have this feeling that this time next year I won't be here or I'll be looking. I don't know what. Like I just have this feeling. That's all. And if I have a second one, well, I guess, there are some people I've been watching videos. They have like 750 square feet and two kids and two adults. And I know people who have like the unit below me is smaller than this one. It has like 100 less square feet and they have two kids and two adults and they're two bedroom. I was thinking like if push came to shove, I could take the smaller room and give the kids, I guess if they're the same sex, I don't know if it matters when they're little, and give the kids the big room. Although I don't know, there's a master bath in there, so I guess I just have to make sure they don't get in there, or something, But and I'm also doing all this Montessori stuff, and so I want to bring in stuff like, what is it, the Pickler triangle and different stuff. Some of the stuff I'm going to convert in here, like I've never liked this, what I have underneath the TV. It used to be in the old apartment, it was like my mud room where you put your shoes and there was a piece on top that you would hang your coat. And so I didn't have room here for the part to hang the coat. So I was like, oh, I'll put it under the TV. But now I'm like, I would love one of those Montessori, the open kind of bookshelf looking thing. And you put the items that they're going to play with. And then I was thinking like over here, put a bookshelf where it's like a flat. And so when you look at the books, when the kids look at the books, they're flat like this. So they can see the cover instead of the spine. So we'll see. Well, it all starts with a dream. Yes, exactly. No, it doesn't. I don't know what that means. It seems like you got the BFP. Time is flying. That you just, yes, right? Like this time last year, what was it? I was like, I don't know. Was I even 12 months at this point? Yeah, or not 12 months. Oh my God, imagine 12 weeks, I think. I don't know. But yeah, it just is, it's going by quick. I hope your days back were seamless. It feels like just yesterday you made your birth announcement. Time truly flies and stops for no one. Yes. I don't know when you came in. That's what I was talking about, like what it was when I went back. You have to rewatch that part of it. And anybody who's on the rewatch crew, drop a blue heart in there and I will leave the chat on for the rewatchers if you want to open it up and see what we talked about. Yeah, I had a couple of hiccups, Brown Eye Queen, but it was nothing major and I don't feel stressed. He didn't feel stressed. He was fine to have me walk out and he was like unbothered. He could have had on a shirt that said unbothered. If it was in the dictionary, it would be a picture of him. Hey, love, how are you? I don't think them sharing a room will be a big deal while they are toddlers. Right. Even though, because I'm trying to think, I don't know, I haven't seen like a boy and a girl sharing a room. I guess, when does toddlerhood end? Like 4? I guess at that point it doesn't matter. I don't know. When we were little, we didn't share rooms, but it was me, then my brother Effion, and we are like 5 years and some months apart. Even Erica, but by the time Erica came, anyway, I'll figure it out. Yeah, because the people downstairs, is it a boy and a girl? It might be 2 girls, but they're probably like 8 and 11, something like that. And they have a big dog. Anyway, we'll see. Hey, Lily May Rose, how are you? No, it doesn't seem like it's crazy. It is so crazy. I'm a perpetual. I'm just glad I caught the live. Thank you. I appreciate you. Yeah, but it went well. It was I didn't imagine anything horrible, but it was better than whatever it was that I imagined or whatever I was worried about. Because Sunday night it was hard to sleep. I was, trying to think of, it's the project manager in me. Like, what could go wrong? What about this? And everything was like, even the things that did go wrong, it ended up fine. And actually, like, I spilled my breast milk. If I wouldn't have spilled that milk, I would have left the house without looking at that voicemail that said he needed more paperwork sent. And so that was like a happy accident. You know what I mean? Like, I could say it was like, it resolved any other logistical issues, even though at the time I was like, oh no, now he's not going to have his, I have to augment with formula to send him off to the center. But because I didn't have the paperwork, and the pediatrician has like, it's multiple offices, but when you call, it's a centralized number. It's not the actual office where he goes. And so I uploaded the form that I needed, and then I called, and she, I was like, sorry, but I need this like now. Would it help if I went into the office? And she was like, well, are you close to your, I was like, it's 4 doors down. She was like, that might be faster. And she was like, they'll just print it out for you while you're there. So I did that, right? Couldn't have done that if I went all the way downtown. So it all worked out. And I didn't stress about any of it. I was just very much like, let's go with the flow. But I did vibrational work the night before too. And I meditated, and I was, I wasn't angry at anybody or snapping at anybody or short on patience, or like, I gave myself grace. I gave everybody else grace, and it was fine. So will you move closer to your family on the West Coast since Sugar Bear is here? I have to have a job before I move to the West Coast. So interesting fun fact. I was making the rounds, catching up with everybody, and there's someone who used to be in our group, then went to another one, and now has gone on to work on the West Coast. So there could potentially be something there working with him. I don't know yet. Like, he just moved while I was out on leave, but I did send a note like, hey, congratulations, I heard. And he's like the president of, well, let me not give too much in case somebody nosy from work is on here. But anyway, there could be an opportunity there, like in the next year or so, right? I would want to give him time to like figure out who his key players are, who he, might need to get rid of or retrain, or how that goes, like when you get a new group. But yeah, anything is open, but obviously Los Angeles is closer than New York to where my family is, but it's not like I would see them every weekend. You know what I mean? But it would be easier to see them more frequently than now, because I probably see my family like 4 times a year. So we'll see. I mean, I'm already going to go back more either way. So Sugar Bear can see everybody, meet everybody. He met a lot of the relatives this last trip, but obviously he didn't meet everybody. So I just think it'll be good, and meet like his little cousins. Second cousins, because it's my cousin's children. Anyway, maybe more of a support system for the baby. Yeah, my family is not going to be more of a support system in that way, like I said, because I would be in Los Angeles and they would be up in Northern California, like they are in Sacramento. Some of them are in Fresno, but like my mom and my sister, who is his godmother, are up in Sacramento. Well, she's going to be. We haven't had the ceremony yet. I think I'm going to do that in January, but she and her husband will be his godparents. So yeah, but I'm not going to be I have friends in LA because I lived there for 13 years and some months. So I have friends there, but I don't know that they'll be babysitting. They're mostly my age. I don't know how many people are going to be signing up to watch little babies, but we'll see. I'm open to it. But no matter where I am, I'm going to have to pay for support, which is not the end of the world. I factored that in. So how many hours are you away from Sugar Bear? What time do you get home with him? So I am 0 hours away from Sugar Bear. He is literally downstairs in the same building that I'm in. I'm on the 12th floor, and he's on the concourse in 30 Rock. So it takes me however long that is, like, to walk. It depends. It's going to be crazy next week because there's tree lighting. So there are going to be more people. But like, I went to pick him up today and there was some tour down there. So I had to keep saying, excuse me. Because for some reason, people come to New York and they like to stand in clusters. And so you got to either try to go through them, go around them. Anyway, so yeah, he's like super close at this point. In January, he'll be maybe 15 minutes away on the subway. So yeah, daycare was good. The lady at the care provider that's in the infant room is super nice. And when I got there yesterday, I don't know what they call it. I want to call it a reliever, but that sounds like something medical. The woman who was coming to give her break, they were switching when I got there. And then, so I met her first, and then she went on break, and then she was there when I picked him up. And then today she was there when I dropped him off and picked him up. It's very nice. And he was at ease with her. Like, he didn't He was fine. Oh my god, it was so cute. So I think I told you guys this before, like how when we went on the plane, he was like engaging with everybody. I was gonna say saying hi, but he was engaging with everybody, making eye contact and smiling. So I took him up to the floor that I work on and like what and it's like called open concept. So there's only offices on the perimeter, everything else is open in the middle. So I was just walking around and so, people were like, "Hey, is that blah blah blah?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And so he would start smiling at them and then when they smile back and he was in the carrier, so he's facing me, right? But his head can turn this way. And then he would just turn and bury his head in my chest like he was like shy or embarrassed or something. I haven't seen him do that before. So I don't know if that's because now he's seeing like so many people or just not so many, but for a longer period of time, right? Um, I don't know. I just thought that was interesting. I have to look it up. Like maybe that's a social milestone because before he was just like eye contact, like what's up, and now he's like smiling and then like turning. It was interesting. It was cute. So yeah, at some point the kids' bedroom just becomes a playroom that they also sleep in. You can totally keep it gender neutral or not, and it's fine. Yeah, it's gender neutral now. I'm into like. Don't get me started. I have this whole thing against like being super girly or super boy or boyish or whatever that is. Like that's not for me or my children. But yeah. Um yeah, that's a good point. But I know for I don't enjoy the way that layout is now in that room because half of the furniture is built-ins, like the closet. Well, there's a proper closet, which is why it can be a room and a window. But they did this built-in of like dresser drawers, and then one with shelves. Which before he came, it was all like linens and whatnot. So I still have the linens up there, and then I have like the baskets of diapers, his towels, different stuff. But because that's there, that whole you can't put any furniture in front of those, right? Because then you would obstruct the opening. So you really only have the two walls where you can put things on, and so that kind of limits like there's got to be a bed. And then I was thinking of like the activity things can kind of go in the middle, but there's this climbing wall that would be cool to have. That's got to be attached to a wall. The bookshelf, those are things that are going to take up space that need to be against a wall. So again, it's nothing pressing. Like it's just these things rolling around in my head. I didn't really know. I mean, I knew of Montessori, but I wasn't like versed in it at all. And now that I'm becoming more versed in it, I'm really interested in it and sort of fostering independence with him. And so, yeah, I just want to support that and putting things on their level instead of like pretending they're adults that are short, making it child friendly and helping them with their independence and having, like the little kitchen and having them do chores, like first fake chores and then real chores, or even having like a thing they have a broom and a dustpan that is child size, but they can actually clean up after themselves in their own room, right? So things like that. I like that conceptually. And I think, although, I'm saying all this, there are ways around it. Cause like I was saying, I just watched a video yesterday. The couple was like, 720 square feet and they had Montessori things in there. They had to do a lot of switching out. Like, obviously it takes a plan, when you have a smaller space. And so it's possible. It's possible. I'll just say that. Maybe the stuff comes in the living room. I don't know. I've got to get rid of this sideboard so something can go over there. I just have to think about it and keep it like, super concise and like highly edited. So there's not too much in here, if that makes sense. But I'm okay with the living room being a playroom like that, I'm fine with that. The children will also live here. So it's not like I need to pretend they don't live here. And just keep them all in the room. So back at work, the time really, yes, it has. Maybe more of a support system for the baby. Yeah, I don't know where I would go that there would be more of a support system for the baby. Like I said, because I work in media, so I'm not going to Sacramento. It's New York or LA. Yeah, because Atlanta, they have studios, but they're not like live television studios, I guess. Well, LA has some live shows, but not as many as we have coming out of New York. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see. it'll be 13 years in February that I've been with the company, which is crazy. Um, yeah, I'm open. Like I said, I'm open. I'm not like stuck on anything. How many hours are you away from Sugar Bear? What time do you go home with him? So yesterday, it's only been 2 days, Elaine. So I don't want to gas you up and make it like I have it all figured out. Yesterday, I didn't drop him off till like just before noon. So we'll say noon. And I picked him up at 5:45. So I was away from him for 5 hours and some change and some minutes. And then today, I think we got there at 11 and I picked him up at 5. So that was 6 hours. So those are probably not the best examples because they weren't full days. I worked from home in the morning. I had to take calls because some early, like a night, well, early for me. 9 o'clock is probably not early for everybody, but that got dropped on. So I needed to take the call from here because his check-in time was at 9. So I couldn't be checking him in at 9 and be on this meeting at 9. So I stayed here and took the meeting from here. Yeah, so we'll see. But I mean, for the rest of this year, it won't be like I won't be away from him more than 8 hours. You know what I mean? So um I'll drop him off, walk upstairs, and well, it's not that easy. I'll go up the escalator to the concourse and then go to another set of elevator banks and go. But it's logistically, there's a lot of steps to it, but bare bones, I'm going upstairs. And so we won't be apart. That won't happen until January, which I feel like is a good progression too. You know what I mean? Like he'll be like, okay, we're starting with this little bit and then we'll expand it. So I'm comfortable with like how things are rolling out. It is not hard to be back at work. I feel so loved. Now ask me in a month and that might be a different story, but I feel so loved and it's nice. Cause even the meetings I've sat in on, I've been able to contribute. Because I'm coming in with fresh eyes. Like, have you guys done this? What about this? What about that? And they're like, oh yeah, that's a good point. So I just feel like extra valued. And it's more than just like figuring out how I'm gonna reorganize my pantry. Not that there's anything wrong with reorganizing the pantry. It just doesn't, give me that joie de vivre. Yeah, I love working, so it's good. It's good to be back. And it's like a new honeymoon because everybody's excited for me to be back. So yeah, I'm happy. Melissa, I don't know how she's doing. I sent her like an 11:11 screenshot and she hearted it, but I haven't seen her in a while. And she said she needed a hiatus. And so I told her to enjoy her hiatus, but I'm assuming that she's doing well. All is well. Your hair is so fluffy and curly and your skin is, oh, thank you. I washed it the other night. This part is so deep. And now I'm having this situation going on. Like I didn't have any hair loss for a minute, but then this, after I washed it, I don't know if the hair was holding on, waiting for, cause I did a scalp scrub, but yeah. I was like, oh, maybe I got lucky cause I'm still nursing and no hair, but it's not thinner. Thank God, because I ain't got but a teaspoonful of hair. But yeah, I washed it. I put on some new nails and all that because I wanted to go in feeling good, did my little eyebrows and everything. Yeah, I wanted to go in with some pep in my step. And yeah, I was like, oh my God, you look so good. I was like, I feel like Oprah up in here. But anyway, it was nice. It was just nice. I'm being silly. I use sarcasm when I'm like a little bit uncomfortable. I need to be comfortable with getting compliments, but I was a little like, I was just taken aback, like, oh, okay. It was nice. That's all I can say. It was really nice. I'm happy you caught the message about the paperwork, even though you accidentally spilled some liquid. I kind of like happy accidents. Exactly. It worked out. Because I think had I gone downtown trying to do it, one, I would have had to take the baby back to my desk, because it was like I couldn't handle all that. One, I had to look on the portal, upload the form. Yeah, it just worked out. So that's why I was like, don't stress about this. Sometimes for me with my anxiety, and that's what therapy is for, right? #healing. I would get caught up in like, oh my God, this went wrong. And then I would just berate myself. Like, how could you do that? That was dumb, blah, 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 blah. That was my old inner voice, right? And I was just like, for a second, I was like, oh no, with the milk. But then I was just like, you know what? Let me clean it up. And Liberty helped because she licked up most of it. And I just had to run over with a wet mop so it wouldn't be sticky. And then, yeah, it worked out. Had I not spilled that milk, I would have went downtown without that paperwork. And that would have been a situation. So I just took it in stride. It was, like I said, it was a happy accident. Yes, the liquid gold. I don't return to office until May of next year. Sugar Bear is exactly 4 weeks older than my bundle of joy. It's nice watching grow and develop together. Oh, nice. So did you get, what is that, a year and a half off? Until May of next. Yeah, that's like oh wait, oh my God, I'm not counting right. Is it a year off? Sorry. My brain is off. Oh, it's raining now. It started to rain. Do you guys hear him snoring? Oh my God. It started to rain when we came up from the subway, but luckily it was sprinkling. I got to figure that out. Like, how am I going to get around with him and umbrella? Umbrella. If you've come to New York, you know what that is. Umbrella. And the daycare was like, you can bring the stroller and leave it here and park it. But I was like, oh my God, that's like another something pounds I'd have to carry because I have to go up and down the stairs with the so I was like, thanks, but no thanks. I think we have it down now, so I'll let you guys know tomorrow. I took the pump today and I left the pump at my desk. Luckily I have the 2, so that was the one that the job gave me as part of the lactation program, and then I left the Spectra at home. And I forgot how nice that pump was. Like, it's much more gentle or gentler. Oh God, I don't know why I get stuck with those. It is, I think it's gentler. It's more better. Than the Spectra. So it was like very nice. Oh, and the lactation consultant said, take a video or a photo of the baby for you to watch while you're doing it. And it was like, at first, milk wasn't coming down, and then I remembered that, and so I was like, oh yeah, let me pull it out. And then sure enough, like, the waterworks happened. Yeah, I don't know, there's just something about like being in, basically, is what it's not an office, but you're in an office space with your boobs out and pump and noise, you know what I mean? So it's not as inspiring as like looking down at your baby and smelling the baby and all that. So that was good. That was good advice. I'm so glad that they give us lactation consultants. Like, definitely has been helpful for me, from like what food to eat and things to plan for. And I do have to order those wipes tonight. So if you guys don't know, there are these like sanitizing wipes for your breast pump parts for you to use during the day. And then like I washed everything before I went home and I left them there. And that pump came with like a net bag. And so they can finish air drying in there, right? So you don't have to like leave your pump parts in the dish rack at work or on the counter on a paper towel. You just put them in that bag. And then I just laid it out on it's not an ottoman, but let's pretend it is, that's on the side of my desk. I just laid it out there. Yeah. So yeah, today was better than yesterday. So I'm excited about tomorrow and next week. And I'm so glad I did the 3 days, because you get time to regroup. And so, yeah, I'll be regrouping for the 4 days. And I decided we're going to stay home. I was going to do like the single moms Thanksgiving, but I don't know, that might be too much. I've done a lot of talking. I'm an introvert. I'm a gregarious introvert. And I think I've, interacted, because every single person I talked to yesterday, and then everybody wasn't in. So all the people who came in today, I talked to them. I'm like, maybe I just need some quiet time with myself. I love meeting people, but you know how it is when you meet new people, and then it's like all the questions, all the engagement, So I think we're just going to chill. I have groceries coming in the morning. I ordered him a jar of baby food that's like turkey and gravy, I think, flavored and whatever. I'm going to make mashed potatoes. He loves mashed potatoes. One of you guys recommended that, so thank you for that. He loves mashed potatoes and gravy. And I ordered chicken wings, so I think I'll just I'll do that, because he can hold a little drumette in his hand. The doctor was like, give him a drumstick, but I'm just like, oh my God, I just can't. Between him and the dogs, we've just been here wasting up drumsticks. So, yeah. But they were like, he can gnaw. He's gnawing a lot. I don't know. Maybe if there's other people over, because I like drumsticks, but I don't love drumsticks. And so I don't want to make a whole batch of them. And, we'll see. But yeah, tomorrow's his first Thanksgiving. I mean, not tomorrow. Goodness. Thursday. Okay, are you done napping? Yeah. Okay, I put you down because you were sleeping and snoring and doing all the things, sir. Yes, you were. Look, he got it. You can't even see. I don't Oh wait, sorry. I put that up there already. Oh yay, I'm glad. Just, me being here, hoping I'm not alone. Kids love to clean. My son loves to wash windows, vacuum mop, wash counters, and sweep. Yes. Exactly. And so even, I have him in the bed in his crib. Yes. Okay. Oh. You want some more milk? I got you. Okay. He's like, okay. You want me to go faster? Okay. How about that? He's hilarious. And now I feel like he's definitely allergic to that goat hair rug. I have to get rid of it because he's had zero congestion at the school. It's not chest congestion, but it's in his nose. It'll be stuffy, and he's not had it at the daycare. So that's got to be it. Insurance seems pretty awesome. Yes, offer more fertility services. Ask them, talk to your HR people or talk to somebody and see if they can add those. Oh, I know. I was going to say about the cleaning. So he shows interest when I'm folding clothes. I just want to have that for him and model that behavior so he can do it too, especially because I don't know. I just don't want him to be a messy little boy. I didn't really go through any of that with Cheyenne. And I would say for me growing up, we cleaned, but I don't know that it was necessarily modeled. It was okay, you're of this age, let's start you doing it. And put some elbow grease into it. And so I'm very much into modeling things for him. And then also, I want him to cook, come in the kitchen. And so one of those helper things that they stand on, there's a proper name for it. I'm drawing a blank. But yeah, at least bake. Cheyenne and I have always baked together, which has always been nice. And so I got some he's not gonna be able to help, but he likes to sit in his high chair in the kitchen with me, the booster seat that's up on the bar seat so he can see what's going on. But I got gingerbread cookie dough, so I'm gonna cut some out for him and let him watch. But yeah, have them involved and just, I don't want him to be one of those men that has to be with somebody because they're gonna help them do whatever. Harvey, who's married to Donald Adelson, don't get me started, where they can't wipe their butt without somebody. So one of my brothers is like that. The one that's in Sacramento, he just I don't even think it's just necessarily cleaning. Don't get me wrong. He just needs to be attached, and that's part of it. But yeah, I want him to be independent, self-sufficient, and empowered in that way. So I've looked at elimination communication, decided not to do that. I think I'm going to do the Montessori toilet learning. All of these, there's so many different techniques, different approaches. And so I'm just trying to find what will work for us, what resonates with me. And I may modify it. I'm always saying I do things. I'm adjacent, keto adjacent, Montessori adjacent. But as they're kind of guideposts. And so I do like that. Even the baby-led weaning, he loves feeding himself. He loves eating. And I feel good about that. When he doesn't want anymore, he doesn't need anymore. He doesn't have to clean his plate or, all that business. So yeah, you can see he takes joy in feeding himself. So I just want to continue that, having him take pride in his room, his things, taking care of them, taking pride in the home, all of those things. So, okay, I did insurance. Accidentally caught the live. Woohoo! Hope, assuming work again was pleasant, and Hope Sugar Bear had it. Yes, he did. It's all at the beginning of this, so you have to be on the replay crew for that part too. Everything is going great. It's been amazing. Yes, thank you. So we'll have to replay. Yes. Is his daycare good with paying him attention? I know that was one of the reasons I didn't put my boys in daycare until they could talk. Yeah, there's only two. There's only been two infants. It's only 2 days. So, but and tomorrow he'll be the only infant. So that's all she has to do is to pay attention to them. There's no TV, so they're not like setting them in front of something to watch. They're actually doing activities with them. Like yesterday they did puppets. And then in the summary that was emailed to me afterwards was like, puppets are a good way to help children talk about their emotions and their feelings. It's like, you can personify their emotions. And I was like, oh, I hadn't even thought of that, but that makes sense, and also just for like language and everything else. I thought that was cool. But yeah, tomorrow he'll have her undivided attention. Today it was, and when I picked him up, he was the only one there. I don't know what time the other little boy left, but yeah, I think it matters what the ratio is. And even like when he goes to his, I don't want to say his permanent school, but like the non-backup daycare, it'll be 4 students to 1 teacher. So I feel like, yeah. And they give you these progress reports. That's what I was thinking, but I don't even know. It's like where they tell you what activities they did, when they ate, what their biological functions were and when. Yeah, so I think it depends on like how many students per teacher. And with his final school, I had talked about that when we did the interview of like how I want to make sure we're reinforcing the learning. And so basically they go off the milestones. I've been going off of what the milestones should be and working toward that, like as far as what activities he's doing. Like obviously walking is a milestone, but you have to have so many hours of tummy time first, right? And then they have to push themselves up, hold their chest off the ground. Then they have to be able to sit up, then sit up on their own where they're doing like the tripod pose, like all of those, you kind of go through that. So the schools should be helping foster that. Like it's not like one of those Ukrainian orphanage where no offense to Ukraine, because I know they're in a war right now, but one of those crazy orphanages from any country that you see on TV where they leave them in a crib all day in a soiled diaper staring at the ceiling. Oh yes, girl. After the live, so as not to miss out. Yes, I'm very familiar with negative self-talk. Yes. I'm way better than I was, but there's still a way to go. But I'm a work in progress. That wraps or get a plastic wrap. I don't know what that is in reference to. We're not using the stroller because I don't want to carry it. It's too much weight to carry up and down the stairs. But I don't know what that is in reference to. 10 months there. 10 months off. Okay. Nice. So cool that Sugar Bear has some new play buddies. Yes. They probably won't be the same. Who knows? Like maybe somebody else is going to use the backup care for the end of the year to use out all their days. But I think it's good too, because again, it's more modeling, right? Like if he can see another baby crawl, he'll be like, oh, that's what the goal is for my next step. Like those, because they say, whoever they are, the ubiquitous they, like the second sibling, if they're close in age, usually does things faster because they have the other sibling modeling that behavior for them, right? Like even before we started baby-led weaning, I modeled eating for him. So we would just sit down together and I would eat so that he saw that. So when I handed him something, he knew what to do with it. I mean, babies are going to put things in their mouth anyway, but he was like all about that. So yeah. I'm sure you've discussed it already, but what did you decide for your son's care? Did you get a nanny or otherwise? Also, how well did he handle the first day and how were you? Moni D, you're going to have to rewatch. He's in backup daycare. I'll just say that really quickly. And then this is day 2 and it's gone well, but I go into greater detail in the beginning. So yeah, and anybody else who is watching this as part of the replay crew, drop a heart down there. And I've left the chat open for you, or the chat comments in the video for you, so you can just open up the chat and see what all we talked about, even if I didn't put it on the screen. So ladies, I could use some words and encouragement. I've had to take mental health time due to issues with my profession. Oh no, however, too afraid to step out on faith due to uncertainty. Okay, definitely. I sending you positive vibes and prayers. I don't know if you're doing therapy or what support like you have in real time, but I'm a big fan of following intuition and recently a big fan of giving grace. So give yourself grace And everything will happen as it should. So I had a friend use an au pair. She was a single mom with twins, and she said it was cheaper than daycare. Yeah, definitely. If you have multiples, having somebody come into the house is always going to be cheaper than daycare. Because I've already asked the daycare, and they give you like a 10% discount, so it would be like $300 off. You know what I mean? So it's like you'd be paying 3,000 for one and 2,700 for the other one. You can definitely get somebody in the house for cheaper than that. Thank you. I appreciate you. Mental health is part of overall health. Exactly. It is important to take time for yourself. I believe in that. And some self-care is good for the yeah, just and it doesn't have to be like, what did I do? I gave myself a facial the other night and that felt good. Before I went back to work, I did the facial, just like a little scrub and then a mask, you know, and just spend some quiet time with yourself. I feel like that is so underrated. Just be with your thoughts and speak positively and loving to yourself as you would to a friend. Do you know what I mean? Sometimes it's easier if we see it outside. Like we know how to talk kindly to a friend, but if we've been talking negatively to ourselves, it becomes a little bit more challenging. So talk to yourself in a loving and kind manner. We all have mental health struggles to some degree. Like Brown Eyed Queen said, it is a part of health, and it's allow yourself to grow through it, right? Sometimes we're going through things and we can choose if we're growing through things. So grow through it and trust your instinct. Don't second guess yourself. You know, in your core what is meant for you. What? I broke my leg and had a lot of oh no, the lack of benefits has really impacted me. I've been feeling very sad and oh no. So meaning lack of benefits, like you don't like it doesn't cover your broken leg. I'm so sorry, Heather. Oh my God. Oof. Um, okay, let me see. Oh, okay, but it's called a stroller cover, but I missed the part where you said you're not using the stroller. Oh, gotcha. Okay. Yeah. I see what you're saying. Yeah, no, I'm not using a stroller. It would just be because I would have to carry it up and down the subway stairs, and that would just be too much. Um, yeah. So I'm carrying him on my front, his diaper bag on my back, and my laptop on my arm. I need to figure out how to switch because I don't want to be like leaning over to one side, have my spine. But yeah, no stroller. It's too much. Short-term disability right now. Prior to my injury, I was feeling beat down. Oh, and so that just like added to it as well. Yikes. People are sending you healing vibes and well wishes. And prayers. Brown Eyed Queen is sending prayers up for you. Life is tough, but the Lord makes us tougher. Absolutely. I'm having twin baby girls, and I was contemplating the names Seraphina and Sabrina. Oh, I like those. I love those. Those are nice names. I always look for always on my second child. I look for meaning in them. I mean, I guess my fur babies too, Liberty and Justice. So it always has like a dual, not only that name, but that it's suited for that name. And I like create a list of them. And like I didn't name the baby until I met him, and it was like maybe his fourth day of life that he got his name officially. Like I tried out some names on him. And with Cheyenne, I can't even remember because it's so long ago, but I definitely had multiple names and Cheyenne was on there. And I remember talking to my mom about it on the phone. And she was like, make sure you spell it right. Do you know how to spell Cheyenne? I was like, yeah, Mom, it's the capital of Wyoming. She was like, well, some people don't know. I was like, I got it, Mom. But yeah, I remember that conversation with her. But yeah, I love those names. It's got to be like what you feel is right. And if you meet them and that name doesn't fit, you'll find something else. You know what I mean? So yeah, congratulations. When are the girls due? That's so exciting. I'm so terrified to carry twins. That just seems like, whew, only pays. Okay, I gotcha. That or Serena and Sophia. Oh, those are beautiful. They sound very majestic. I like both of those, like both sets of those. When are you thinking of starting treatment for the second child with IVF? I was told I should wait at least 18 months after having a C-section. So I was told after he's 9 months, I could start. So it will be 18 months from delivery to delivery. So he'll be 9 months in March. I think I don't want to I will start meeting with the doctor probably in March, but I've heard conflicting things about being able to breastfeed while you're doing the IVF. So I have to sort of get that sorted out. But I'll start like the test and whatever else. But if I cannot breastfeed, it'll have to be after his 1 year birthday, right? Because they have to have milk for their first year. And if I can breastfeed, then it'll probably be, I would say like, I mean, it only be like a month or two earlier, like April or May, right? So yeah. And I will say, so, and everybody's like not going to have the same answer. So I want to be careful because I know I posted mine on Instagram and people are like, you can't do it that soon. Like they ain't seen my uterus. They don't know my medical history. They just telling me what their doctor told them. Everybody is not the same. Every doctor does not follow the same. You know, they're all practicing medicine and some people have a different practice than other people. So what my doctor told me is it could be 18 months in between. So she said I can't get pregnant before he turns 9 months. And I have to agree to having a C-section on the other end. She said, if you want to try VBAC, which of course there's no guarantee, which VBAC, VBAC, vaginal birth after cesarean. If you want to try for a VBAC, then it needs to be 24 months from birth to birth. So I would have to wait. Did she say 24? I think she said, wait, whatever 18 plus 6 is. God help me, my brain is tired. So I would have to wait until he was whatever that is. Not a year old. I can't remember, but whatever 24 months from June 2nd of 2023 is. So yeah. Yeah. So, you know, it just depends on what you're, but yeah, so I would say I would probably start going back to the RE in March and maybe February, getting the workup and stuff done. Because, you know, they might need another saline sono. Do I need another ERA? Like what is the roadmap? And so, yeah. Only because, I mean, I know everybody's like, oh, that's so soon. But because of my age, like I don't want to be 56 trying to have a baby. So I'm trying to get it done like by 54. So it's got to be quick. Hey, Pokemon. I returned to work at 7 weeks for my 2 recent kids. Returning to work is so hard. Oh, wow. Did you have twins, 2 recent? Or are you saying just the latest 2? I'm always misreading these things. But yeah, 7 weeks was quick. Yeah, I returned to work yesterday and had all the feels, but you'll have to be on the replay crew for that. Serena and Sophia are cute twin names, S names, but not too similar. But I think you got to look at them first. Yeah, so I'm with Kay. Like, I think you got to meet them and just make sure it fits. Because, you know, we all have that one friend who's like, your name does not fit you. Like, I don't know, they'll have a name like Donald, and you're like, you don't look like a Donald, or Reginald or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, I just think, and not to say that it still won't fit them. I don't know. That's just me. That's because I see so many videos where they're like gender reveal, name reveal, and I'm like, how do you know that name is going to fit? But, you know, to each his own. But I do like those names, and they're not like too matchy. I like the first initial matching, and not like my twin sisters are Lisa and Leslie, right? I can't even think of like Sharon and Karen. I knew 2 sets of twins, Sharon and Karen. Like, I don't know. This is 2, and they spelled them differently. I think technically, so one was a white set of twins. One was I think technically it was Sharon, and Karen, but it was still spelled the same. They just pronounced it differently. You know what I mean? And then the other ones it was Sharon and Karen Hamby. And I don't remember, but I know one of the twins had special needs because she used to compete in the Special Olympics. So anyway, tangent. I'm always, what is it? I got to get back. I got to get on the connector and get off the 285. Any advice on who's trying to go through IVF after 2 losses? On us, anybody else in the comments chime in, but I would say, because I had 3 miscarriages going through IVF. Well, I had 3 miscarriages on the road to my take-home baby, but 2 in the IVF process. And don't rush yourself and give yourself grace. Like, don't feel pressured for people who are telling you, oh, you got to do it again. You got to do it again. And it's not your fault. Like, I struggle with that. Like, I was blaming myself and my body, or I felt like, even if I didn't blame my body, I felt like my body was failing me, which I guess is blaming. But you know what I mean? Like, you just give yourself grace. Give yourself grace. Don't rush. Feel all your feelings. They're all valid. And of course, I'm a fan of therapy. So talk it out with someone. No, just my latest two kids. Okay. So how many kids do you have, Pokemon, and what made you want to go back at 7 weeks after the second two? I think at this stage, I mean, I guess I would be okay, but I would be a little nervous. Everybody is different, and it depends on what your support system looks like. But for me, in my current support plan or surroundings, or however you want to say that, I would be nervous at 7 weeks. I mean, hell, I was nervous, and he's almost 6 months, but I would be especially because now I know like his cues as far as like when he's happy, when he's hungry, when he's upset. So I feel like I'll be able to tell, like he'll be able to communicate with me, like I don't like this place or I don't like this person. Where I don't know. And in our situation, he was still like they were checking his weight so frequently at that point. So yeah. I mean, but you know what is right for your family and what works for you and what makes sense. So yeah. I get you 4. I'm in the same boat. Time is not on my side. Oh, with regards to age, so I would like to start treatment as soon as possible and pray that goes well. So yeah. So was your doctor saying wait until the first baby is 18 months, or is it 18 months from delivery to delivery? Um, yeah, well, you have to do what makes sense for you too, as well. I just feel like, and them being close in age, one, they'll be whole siblings. I don't have a single whole sibling, meaning I don't have one that has the same like mom and dad. And then two, because of my age, right? It's highly likely that I will be here in their 20s, but maybe not in their 30s. So I think it'll be good for them to have each other. But there's no guarantee. I mean, I live well, and so I probably will make it, oh my goodness, rest in peace, Rosalind Carter, too. But you know what I mean? I take care of myself, I eat well, I exercise. I live a pampered life. It's not like I'm stressed from day to day. Only the stress that I make up in my mind that I'm getting used to not doing. But yeah, so I'll have a longer life expectancy, but again, I'm not gonna live forever. So it doesn't make sense for me to like be like at 56 trying to do it to space out the kids. So I think it'll be fun and cool for the, hopefully they'll be best friends, or they'll be like Cain and Abel, or whatever it is. I can't control it, but that's what my thoughts and plans are around that. So we'll see. We'll see. God has the last word. I'm just sitting here talking. Yes. Do you hear him snoring? He's asleep. He's asleep. And what time is it? Okay, it's 7:50. It's almost 8. So I'm gonna wrap it up because I'm gonna order some food. Yes, don't shame me. I've been ordering food for the last week and a half, even though I have groceries, but we are where we are. I'm gonna order food and then I'm give him his bath and nurse him and put him to sleep for real. So because he is not gonna be up talking to me at midnight tonight. But I thank you guys for checking in. I just wanted to let you know how everything went. I thank you for everybody who sent prayers and well wishes and lifted me up from afar. I definitely felt your positive vibration and it worked. It all went well. So God is good. And it's only up, up, up from here. So I'm sending baby dust to everybody. And one more thing. I have the same thinking, by the grace of God, we will both be around for our kids, hopefully into the 30s. Amen. Amen. All right, ladies, you know where to find me. I'm here. I'm on Instagram at simply.tanika. I'm posting a lot of pictures over there on a daily basis. When I have the energy, I will post shorts over here because they're just faster to edit. And, I'm a fan of hopping on live. I'll probably be back on Friday. We'll do a Friday live, but enjoy your Thanksgiving. Thank you for all your prayers, good vibrations, love, and whatnot. All your thoughtful energy that has been directed at Sugar Bear and I. It worked. We're having a great time. And so, yeah, we'll just keep that vibration and vibrate higher. So, I appreciate all of you. Thank you. Bye. Baby, that's to us all.